Welcome back with Your Eye on Health. It's Wednesday, which means that Dr. Sudip Bose is in to answer all of your health and medical questions. Today we're talking about, we are in the middle, or not in the middle, we just started really, the big football season. Everyone's excited about this time of year.
Big
time here in West Texas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But with all the fun under the Friday Night Lights comes dangers and risks as far as health goes, and about concussions. Now, if you can talk about what are concussions, explain for our audience out there, what are concussions?
I think to put it in simple terms, you get your bell rung. So you have an injury to your head, and medically speaking, what happens is we may do a CAT scan and we don't see any bleeds, any fractures, any broken bones, nothing we visibly see on the CAT scan, but microscopically there's some damage to the neurons out there.
Okay.
And that's what's happening. So you see here, there are many, many neurons in your brain, and
right.
Areas of them just get jolted, and that causes symptoms that, if not recognized, can cause problems down the road.
Absolutely. And talk about those long-term effects, because really it may not be serious the first time you get a concussion, but multiple concussions, which these guys are hitting their heads against each other
right.
for years. And so what could that cause down the road? Is it really life-threatening eventually?
The main thing to recognize and to be aware of is, well, first of all, we'll talk about this. We want to prevent this, and there's things we can do to prevent so we're not in this situation in the first place. And that doesn't mean stopping playing football. It's just taking certain precautions. But then, once that happens, you want to be able to recognize the symptoms that happen. Dizziness, nausea, vomiting, not quite acting right, and those are the things you have to recognize.
Okay. And again, if we want to go back to long-term impacts.
Oh, long-term.
Yeah,
you were asking that. So maybe I have a concussion. I don't know. Maybe I don't play football, but I must have not heard that question.
Point.
So long-term, what happens is if you get a concussion and then you get one too quickly after that, you can have complicated problems. It's those scary cases of those boxers who just kind of get punched and they knock out and they drop dead. I mean, what happens is you get a concussion, it's a minor injury, and then too quickly after that you get hit again, and your brain can just swell up dangerously within the skull, and it can basically cause life-threatening damage. So the point for our audience to remember from this story is, if you get a concussion and your doctor or coach recommends sitting out for a while, that's very, very important, because you don't want to be a victim of that second impact syndrome. And then long term, if you get too many of them, you can have permanent neurological deficit. Public, beware and look out for the symptoms.
All right, Dr. Sudip Bose, always great advice. And if you have any medical questions sitting at home that are coming to your head right now, you can submit them there to rguadarrama@cbs7.com, or go to those Facebook pages and submit your questions there. We'll be right back. Stay with us.